Welcome everyone. I hope you guys are having a good day, good night, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're staying healthy. Okay, in today's edit, I'm going to do a skin repair on this young lady right here. This was me on a shoot many years ago. I was practicing just my lighting and stuff like that. So as you can see, the lighting is really bad. But I think this is a good test to just test the frequency separation using dodging and burning as well, and just to clean the skin up as much as possible. I want to clean these ears right here, her lips right here. Kind of makeup is a little bit off, as you can see. It wasn't completed right here on the lips, this part as well. This ear right here, this ear right here. There's a little spot on her nose area right there. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave these as small freckles or not. Since it's not in over the entire face, I might remove them. Oftentimes I try not to remove freckles because I think it's a natural part of the person's identity. I'm going to move this part here, these little lines right here in the forehead over here. Let's fix this other spot right here, here. So those are the areas, those are the main areas that I can pick up on right now that I want to do. I think I want to lighten these lines right here. I might leave it, I might not. I definitely want to fix these little spots in her eyes right here, this color discoloration right here. I definitely think I'm going to adjust the lip to make it pop a little bit more. Definitely want to fix, you know, our eyes a little bit. And yeah, these are the main areas I think I want to touch up right here as well. So as you can see, all right, so we're going to take that away. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I can delete this layer, I don't need it anymore. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create my frequency separation layers right now. Okay, I'm going to duplicate the layer by pressing the command on my keyboard. I'm using a Mac, Command J twice. All right, so this is going to be my skin color, if I can spell, and this is going to be the skin texture. All right, skin texture. Great. All right, so that's that. I'm going to take the eye off the skin texture. I'm going to run a blur. All right, I'm going to go to Gaussian blur. And I blur to a point where I stop seeing the details in the skin. All right, and 10.5 is good. I could go even 11. It's fine. All right, I'm going to go back to the skin texture layer. I'm going to put by the eye. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to apply image. And I'm going to select the skin color here, right there. All right, and subtract is my blending. And you can see the settings right there. You can pause the video, and I'm going to press OK. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to linear light. Now, I'm going to select the both layers, and then I'm going to come on to Command G and create a group. All right, I'm going to put FS for frequency separation. All right, I'm going to try to move as fast as possible in this video, guys. I'm trying not to keep you guys too long. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up here, right here to the lasso tool. Okay, and you can see showing an example how to use it. All right, and then all I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. All I'm going to do is just come over these areas right here that I want to fix. Also, a feathering is of 20. All right, I'm going to go up to my filter. I'm going to go to my blur, Gaussian blur. I'm going to blur it to about, I don't know, 19, and that's good. Come on down. I'm going to come over here, side of the face, and do the same thing. Just repeat the action. Come over here. All right, repeat the same thing. Good. I'm gonna come over here under her chin right here. Do the same thing. That was a little bit much. I can always come to my edit, fade it, and bring it to about 60, make it 40, 39. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna come to the middle for front lines right there. I'm gonna go to Gaussian blur. I'm gonna take it back a little bit. That looks good. Okay, go to this little part here on our nose. All right, there, good. And our eyes a little bit. That looks good. Do the other side. That looks good. Looking good so far. Okay, so let's check our before and after. Before, after. So all it really did was just to soften the skin a little bit more, so it's easier for me to work. Okay, now all I'm going to do now to get things started, I'm going to go to my adjustments, I'm going to go to curves, and I'm going to create my dodge. I'm going to hold on my Alt and backspace. No, sorry, my Command and backspace to fill the layer with black. I'm going to name this dodge. That's my dodge. I'm going to come back up here. One more, I'm going to create my burn. Right about there. Do the same thing, Command backspace. All right, and that's going to be my burn. All right, I'm going to press B on the keyboard to select my brush. I'm going to hold on the shift and press 0 and 1 to put my flow at 1%. All right, and before I even start that, I'm going to create a black and white layer from my help layer. I'm going to take my reds down because I want to see these shadows of the areas that I want to tidy up. Right about there looks good. I'll press Command G to put that in a group. I'll name it help. That really is my help layer. All right. So you can see it's inside the group. Okay. I'm going to go back to my dodge and I'm going to start out. I'm going to zoom in. Start out very simple. Soften my brush a little bit. And I'm going to go starting right now. All right. So all I'm doing right now, the areas that I see that's a little bit dark, I'm just lightening those up so that it matches the tone from the other areas surrounding it. So if I go to my help layer, take it off, and I go before and after, you can see the adjustments that are being made. All right, guys. So I pretty much did most of the dodging and burning to take care of, the dark spots and blemishes and stuff like that. Now I'm going to be doing a bit of like the spot removals. These little spots right here, a couple little bumps right here. I'm going to do that right now. These little spots right here. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to merge a layer one more time. All right. And then I'm going to just do some healing. All right. So I'm going to use the healing brush tool right here. All right. I'm going to zoom in. And all you do is you hold down your Alt, select a clean area, tab, and you just wipe, and it's gone. Do the same thing here, and it's gone. You get the idea. Okay, so I think I'm removed a lot of the blemishes that I can see or notice so far. I'm going to run another second layer of dodging and burning. All right. I'm trying not to make this video too long, but I can't help but see things and not clean them up. That's looking really good, guys. That's looking really nice. Okay, so what I'm going to also do, and I'm going to create one more empty layer. I'm going to come inside the eyes right here, select a color. I'm going to go back to my brush. I'm going to select a color, and those dark spots right there, I'm just going to paint them over. Just like that. And you can see that it's going away. I'm going to do the same thing for up here. probably could use a dodging and burning, but I just think it's quicker to just do it this way, because I'm just using the exact color from the eyes. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see before and after. That's looking a lot better. But that looks a lot better than it was before. So that's before, after, before, and after. All right, that's looking really nice, guys. Okay, so the next thing I think I want to do is, before I move on, I think I want to soften the forehead a little bit more. So I'm going to go back to my lasso, and I'm going to just select this area right here again, and I'm just going to run the Gaussian blur on it once more. Right there, Gaussian blur. Let's kind of blur it a little bit more. Not too much. That looks a lot better. That looks good. Deselect that. And I think that's looking really nice, guys. Let's go to the before and the after. Before and the after. That's looking really nice. All right, so what I'm going to do now is set a couple spots right here that I think I need to do my dodging and burning. So I'm going to use my actions over here. So my dodge, burn. All right. Go back to my brush. Go back to 3%. There's a few air right here I don't really like, so I'm going to burn this air right here. So I'm going to go back to my help layer and just kind of burn this down a little bit. So I think I've done enough when it comes down to the dodging and burning. So the next thing I want to do now is I want to sculpt the face a little bit. So I'm going to do a stamp visible. All right. And then I'm going to use my mark key, pressing M on the keyboard. I'm going to do one side of the face first. I'm going to right click, go to feather. I'm going to feather it for about, let's put 3. And I feather it. And then I'm going to hold down my command, shift, and X. And all I'm going to do here, guys, I'm just going to bring this in a little bit. All I'm doing right now is just slimming her face just a little bit. I didn't like how her jawline looked right there. And press OK. I'm going to do the same for the other side. All right. I'm going to bring that up a little bit right there. I'm going to come in and just fix that little area right there, that little area right there, zoom out, right there, and right there. And press OK. And then Command D to deselect. And then if I go before and after, before and after. We could literally wrap it up right there, guys. But what I'm going to do now is I am going to sculpt the face a little bit more, just using dodging and burning. So I'm going to go back, create my dodge and burn layer. All right. And then I'm going to go to my dodge, use my brush one more time. Sorry, go to my burn layer. I'm just going to burn the edges right here. Just the size of the face. I'm also gonna burn that just a little bit. Just gonna bring this right there. This little area right here needs to be burnt a little bit more. Just like that. Perfect. All I'm doing is burning just around the edges. Just to kind of help to even just slim the face just a little bit more. Just like that. That looks really good, guys. Let me zoom in. I'm just gonna bring this part down right here. That looks really nice. Alright. Here I'm just gonna dodge just a little bit on the edges right here. Okay, that looks good. Alright. So right there looks good. I'm gonna go back to my burn again. All I'm doing is I'm just bringing in the nose a little bit. Right there. I think that's a bit much. Just the edges right there. Edges right there. That's perfect. Bring it in just a little bit. Just a little bit right there. Perfect. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna bring in this part right here that I'm seeing. That looks good. This little part right here too. That's looking really nice. So we have slimmed her face now. We kind of sculpt it with a little bit of dodging. Alright. I haven't started burning it, but I'm just toning down this highlight right here that I see. That's better. That's a lot better. Alright, so I'm just toning on this part right here as well. That looks good. And the next thing I'm going to do now, let me see if there's anything I need to do. No? Cool. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my dodge. Did I use this? Yeah, I did. So I'm going to create another layer. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create my highlights. I'm going to the highlights. I'm going to increase it like that. Go here to the underline layer. I'm just going to drag that. I'm bringing it to the parts that I want to see. Right about there. I'm going to split it apart just to make it a little bit smoother. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in segments. So this is more for her forehead. Right there. I'm going to use my mask, use my brush, and that one is for her forehead. So I'm going to increase back my flow back to 100%. Get my brush, turn to black. I'm going to take it away from these parts right here. The ridge of our nose right here. Alright. Top of our lip right here. Over the chin right there. And now for this right here. Even her lips. So that's just for the forehead. Alright. So we can go back in. And we can bring it down some more. Just about right there. Perfect. I'm going to create another one. Right about there. We're going to do the same thing again. But this time we're going to target right below our eyes right there. Then that looks good. Right about there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one side. I'm going to do her right side first, then I do her left side. Do that again. And then to make it easy, I'm just going to fill the layer with black and then paint in the areas that I want. Just like so. Just like that. Right there. Good. So that's one side. I'm going to create another one. And now we have gotten our highlights. So if we look at our before and our after, before and our after. All right. I think this side's a little bit bright, so I'm going to bring it down some. Right about there, looks good. Perfect. All right. So what we can do now, we can just, let me see, this is the forehead. Good. And then we're just going to highlight all of them. Command G, I was going to group it. All right. I'm just going to put each for highlight. That looks good. All right, so the next thing I want to do now is I want to do her lips. All right, I'm going to come in over here. That looks good. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to press Q on the keyboard. I'm going to zoom in. And all I want to do is just paint. So the Q is for your quick selection. Just in case you guys were wondering that. Good. I think that looks good. All right, so I'm going to press Q on the keyboard one more time. So that's our quick selection. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my gradient map. I'm going to select gradient map. So what I notice now, guys, is if I zoom back out, you'll see that it's selecting everything. And so I'm going to invert this with Command, Shift, and I. That way it only focuses on the lips. All right, and then we'll go back to our gradient map again. So that looks like that. And then now I'm going to select this, and this is for her lip color. All right, so it looks kind of weird right now. All right, so don't worry about that. All right, so all I'm going to do now, I'm going to change the blend mode to lighten. All right, and that's looking a lot better. Now I'm going to bring it down to about 50 right there. And if we go to before and after, that looks so much better than it was before. So all I'm going to do now, since I'm selecting the mask, and it's nice to work on a mask, I'm going to zoom in just a bit, get my brush. I'm going to make sure my brush is very soft. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to flip it to black again. I'm just going to soften those edges a little bit. Just a little bit right there. Just soften it. And actually, guys, I'm actually using a Wacom tablet, because doing these intricate spots is a little bit hard with a mouse. I'm sure there are persons who can do it, but for me, I'll get more precision from using the tablet. And I zoom back out right there. I think I can take it down some more right about there. I think that looks a lot better. I'm going to zoom in just to fix these edges over here. I'm going to zoom out back again and just kind of soften those edges a little bit. That looks good. Okay. And then now the lips are looking a little bit flat, so I'm going to do the same method I showed you guys a while ago. Go to adjustment here, and then I'm going to increase it to where I feel looks good. Then I'm going to go back here again. Oops. I'm going to go back here, and then I'm just going to bring it to a point where I'm enjoying it. I'm going to separate that right about there. So this is just for the lips, nothing else, just for the lips. All right about there. That looks good. Going to fill it with black one more time, and then I'm going to zoom in, go to brush, flip it, press X on the keyboard, and all I'm going to do is just paint over these areas right there. That's it. Create those nice natural highlights in the lips, just like that. Just like that. I think that looks really nice, guys. And just check it. I think I spilled over right here. I'm just going to flip it again, right in this part right here. That looks good. That's really nice. Very nice. So we can always zoom back out before and after. Look at where we have taken it. I'm loving that, guys. Okay, so we did the lips, we did the skin. All right. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to do a little bit in the eyes, so that the eyes pop a little bit. So I'm gonna create a new layer. All right, and then I'm going to select my color. I'm gonna punch in 584232. All right, and then all I'm gonna do is just put a dab of color right here, just right there. Dab of color right here. I'm gonna try to create some highlights in the eyes, and then I'm gonna go to blend option, and I'm gonna go color dodge. After I do color dodge, then I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to blur and Gaussian blur. That's a little bit too much. I'm gonna bring it back. So you just want to see a hint of highlight in the eyes, just a hint. I'm not going for anything crazy. That's a nice hint in the eyes. Can create a mask. Go to my brush, zoom in just a little bit, and just kind of take out the excess that we don't need. Right there. Right over here. Take away from the edges a little bit. Zoom back out. You can see that's a little bit bright, and all I'll do is press V on the keyboard, and let's press about 50. So let's bring that down. Let's go to 60. I think that looks a lot better. So if I take it out, put it back, it's just a very slight hint right there. I think that looks really good. I'm not going to go too crazy. The next thing I want to do now is I'm going to do with the hair. Sure. I'm going to increase the brightness one more time.
I'm not quite sure.
Alexa, stop. I don't know if she gets into the conversation. All right. And then I'm going to do the same thing one more time. And these are just for the highlights in the air. Just for the hair. Right there. All right. I'm going to fill it with black again one more time. Use my brush. And just paint over the areas that I want. Oops. Just a little bit. Just a little. It's going to be very subtle. Put a little on the earring as well. Right about there. And then go back to my brush. Can add just a little bit there. Put a little bit on. Oops, I think that's a little bit much. I'm gonna go to 30%. Just add a little, just a little dab right there. I'm not liking what it looks like. That looks really good. That looks really nice, guys. All right, so I think we have done quite enough. Look at our before and our after. Before and our after. And I think we have done a really good job with that, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit long, and I would love it to be, but I hope you guys got something from it. If you did, please smash that like button, guys, and subscribe to the channel for more tricks and tips in Photoshop and some photography as well. Hope you guys have a nice day. Be safe. Take care. All right.